Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ghost Chat with your hosts, Anne Rekovich and
Renata Daniel.
Thank you for being here with us this evening. I hope you all got all the extra messages that I was putting out everywhere to remind everyone to come on. So thank you to all the comments. I'm really hoping the internet works well tonight. We have got a new system where we have two sources of internet, and if one starts to dip, the other one sort of kicks in and brings it back up. So really hoping that it improves, because I was really quite gutted after our chills and swoon.
Didn't start off on the right foot, did it?
No,
we need to
hopefully it wasn't an omen.
give it another crack.
Anyway,
you can hear us and see us really well.
Thank you, Karen.
If you can, please put some nice blue hearts on the comments for us, please, just so that we know that you can hear us and see us. And we've got a great topic tonight, and it is all about, do ghosts know that they're dead? Do they know that they're dead or not? What do you think?
Yeah, I remember seeing on one of the ghost hunting TV shows a long time ago where they were saying things like they're stuck in their death state or something like that. Oh, hang on, we've got another live stream over here which needs to end. I don't know why that one was still going.
Oh, look at all the blue hearts. Isn't that gorgeous? Thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't know what's happening there. I'm just going to close it.
Now, we would love you to take part in this discussion tonight. So we're going to throw some ideas at you and some stuff that we have found online and in our research and what other people are saying. And as we always say, we are not pretending to be the experts here. We are just adding to the conversation. So we are opening up a space for people to chat and talk about these different things, subjects that we talk about, and maybe throw some ideas around so that you think a little bit more deeply about the whole scene, the whole paranormal scene and the whole ghost hunting scene. We want to take everything a little bit deeper and share the knowledge that we have.
Now, I have to admit that I did a lot of preparation on getting the videos and the reminders and the teasers and everything up, and I haven't done a lot of reading, so I'm relying on Renata here. She's going to be our expert, and I'm just going to throw in the odd remark. But we do have a new podcast coming out tomorrow.
Yes. And have you seen the fabulous little teasers that Anne's been putting out? How fabulous. And it's an Aussie one. We're going to Fremantle and the Fremantle Arts Centre. And it's spookier than you ever thought it was going to be.
Oh, we'll see you soon, Linda. It's only a week now till Lockbar, isn't it? Isn't that next weekend? It's the week before we go away for my birthday. It's not as in this coming weekend, but the weekend after that.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, you saw the teaser, Mel. Thank you. Oh, makes me happy somebody saw it. How's your arm? People want to know how your arm is.
Look, do you want to see?
I think they would like to see.
Hello, Big Ben. Anyone that's a little bit squeamish.
Oh, it's not as bad as the original photo I saw.
Turn away now, and I'll show you.
Gosh. I actually didn't show people unless they wanted to see it because it was.
Okay, here we go.
That's the bruising has dropped.
Looks like a shark's mouth from a distance, isn't it?
I'll put that up there.
There you go.
There you go. In focus.
There you go. Everyone happy now. Now I've got a life scar now. It says that something actually happened to me while I was alive. So there you go.
Yes. So the female asylum is in Fremantle, and it's now the Fremantle Arts Centre. Oh, thank you. Love the advanced notice and stuff makes it so much easier to catch the lives. Well, I'm using basically an AI assistant to help me do all the reminders. I just get on and say, what do I need to do today? And it is giving me lists of things to do. And that's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm still creating the content, but it's just telling me this is what you need to do.
Right. We're doing the hard work, hard yards. We're pushing out more
Thank you,
stuff than we
Joanne.
ever have before. So we hope you appreciate it. And if you don't know, we have reinvigorated the Australian School of Ghost Hunting, and there are lots of bits and pieces of information that are going to come back on board onto that page. Again, it's for people who want to learn a little bit or are interested in different subjects, want to know a little bit more. Yet again, we are not saying we are the experts. We are handing over bits and pieces of information that we have researched or found that we think might be interesting to you to look into, just like tonight's topic. And tonight's topic, with that stitching trying to turn herself into a puppet, yes, a real life one.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I want to see another
Welcome again.
needle for quite some time. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.
So tonight's topic, let's just get into it. Let's start the
Okay,
conversation.
okay.
It is, do ghosts actually know that they're dead? Now, what do you hear about that? Say in the comments, tell us in the comments what you either believe yourself or what you have heard other people say or psychics say when they talk about the fact of ghosts knowing, or people who have passed over. Do they know that they're dead?
I have
When they come back?
many different things. I think I got halfway through saying one of my things I'd heard and got distracted. Squirrel. I've heard so many different things. One was on a TV show, and they said they were stuck in their death state.
Oh, that's right. You were saying that. Yes.
And I
Yes.
think that was Paranormal State. I saw that on. Back with Ryan Buell and Chris Coffey.
Isn't Ryan back in controversy? That's another show.
Yeah, that's the wrong topic.
Right. So
I'll
we've
get
got
some of
Catherine.
these up.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Larice. Oh, we do our best. Frankly, we're just too old to give a shit anymore. We don't care. We don't have to try and please anyone. We only need to please ourselves. We don't have that much time. They know they are dead. Most of them are angry and want their life back.
Isn't it great to get to an age where you actually go, I don't have to feel I need to please everyone anymore. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
And I wish for you all to get to that point where you go, I really feel I need to, keep saying to people.
I don't believe
them.
I don't believe ghosts are dead. I believe they keep reliving their moments like it's on a loop.
Okay.
I have heard this often and maybe experienced myself, but then I wonder if it was something that I interpreted and then projected. Oh, let's go into the parapsychological of who influenced who. That did my head in that course. I think not all know they're dead. Hi, Maxine. Thank you for ringing the other night. Appreciate it. Hello, ladies. If they hang around, does that mean they think they are still wanting to be a part of this world?
Mm-hmm. All really great, valid things to say.
Ghosts are more alive than my internet. Oh, at least it's not mine tonight. I mean, it's up there with only one bar, but I know that he bought something called Raspberry Pi or something, and then anyway, it's working. Lisa, I haven't heard any responses that sound unaware. Demons, stuck demons visiting or thought form, so many options. Oh, yes. I think, yes, they know, including dates. TV always says they are stuck in limbo and have unfinished business. Yeah, that's very typical, isn't it? Until they can move on, unless Lorraine Warren is around, and then they are a demon that needs to be banished and make a movie about it. Oh, don't forget a book deal. Oh, gone there already.
Oh, Dave.
Do spirits get a second chance at life? Well, that's another whole topic.
That
really.
is another whole topic.
That's like reincarnation, really.
Yeah.
Went to work, had a workplace accident, they may keep going to get to work because they don't know they have died. Just a theory. Yeah, well, I mean, they're all theories.
So
What have you got for us?
So I'm just going to read this little passage for you, and then we're going to go into a couple of different concepts, a couple of different perspectives about all of this. So, ghost stories and spiritual traditions have long grappled with whether a ghost realizes they have died. And that's another thing. We have the term ghost and spirit. And so we're going to differentiate between ghost and spirit. And again, that is something that certain people have decided to put a label on. So we'll go there.
And at the end of this, I'm going to get you all to write in the comments, like at the end of the show, what you think is going on after we've presented all of these different ideas.
Folklore often depicts confused spirits lingering after sudden deaths, as famously dramatized in The Sixth Sense. Modern researchers and practitioners approached the question from several angles: scientific, parapsychological, and spiritual, each offering a distinct perspective on a ghost's self-awareness or lack thereof after death. So we've kind of got a little bit of a summary of the four key perspectives, and let's sort of get in there and let's have a look at the first one, which is scientific and psychological from a skeptic point of view,
Let
in
us know what
that
resonates with you guys.
no consciousness exists for people who have passed over. And
We're
so,
just meat sacks which decay.
yes, absolutely. Meat sacks that decay. So, from a mainstream scientific standpoint, there is no concrete evidence whatsoever that there are any disembodied spirits and that they have consciousness. So, theoretically, that's the scientific standpoint.
Yes, because they don't want to. There is so much that is ignored by science because if they acknowledge it, they will get poo-pooed. They will be shot down.
Mhm. So this here mentions Richard Wiseman, and you've got a book there in your thing, Paranormality, by Richard Wiseman, and he has studied this for a really long time, and he has found that haunted sites have unusual experiences often, and in many occasions, what they have are physical factors like lighting, infrasound drafts, or magnetic fields. And so, what we feel might be ghostly may not necessarily be of someone who has passed over, but it is something physically happening in our world that makes us perceive that we are connecting to a ghost or a spirit. So there could be ambiguous sights or sounds, and this, in many cases, can be simply misinterpreted. And we think we heard something, and you see this all the time. They'll hear a knock, and of course, that's replayed 3 times and slowed down, and everyone goes, oh. And you go, well, that could be 1,000 different things. It may not necessarily be a spirit at all.
But depending on the state of your mind at the time is how you interpret it.
That's right. So people can hallucinate, they can mistake reflections, shadows, and unidentified noises for ghosts. And it's easy to do when you're in a darkened place and you may be the only one there and you're hyper fixated on listening to all of those things. And so you can have quite a vivid imagination when it comes to connecting those two things together. There could also be sleep-related states. So you could be in your own home and suffering, sleep paralysis, which may be something that a lot of people, again, we're looking at the skeptical side of things here right now. A lot of people will say that they have visitations at that point, but scientifically, they would say you're just going through sleep paralysis and your body has not woken up, but your brain has, and it is in that state where it is seeing things kind of beyond what it normally would.
It's
or
a safety mechanism to stop you hurting yourself. You've seen dogs sometimes when they start running in their sleep. The human brain seems to be able to dampen that down even further, but just occasionally it sort of leaks through a little bit, and your brain will wake up, but you'll find you can't move your body, you can't talk, you can't scream, and you feel like you're screaming on the inside of your head, but you can't do it because your body's protecting you so you don't act out while you're sleeping.
So, in short, the skeptical viewpoint is that ghost encounters are manifestations of the living brain, not actual deceased minds, meaning ghosts have no independent awareness at all. So that's one theory.
Big Ben wanted to know astro dreaming type of thing. That's sort of astral traveling on the astral planes, which is supposed to be in a sort of a meditative state where you are deliberately taking yourself, allegedly, to a different.
Yeah, that's
plane.
another topic. That's another topic.
What did you bring up new topics? So that's great.
So let's look at parapsychology now and residual hauntings and intelligent spirits. So give us your view of what you think a residual haunting is. Pop it in the comments. What is a residual haunting?
There is a delay. We haven't frozen. We are just waiting patiently for you guys to have your say. Oh no, did somebody? No, nobody said the F word, did they? Oh no.
What's wrong?
Somebody said the F word. We know what happened on the radio show when we said the F
Oh
word.
no, we didn't even say it. We wrote
Wrote
it
it
down.
down and said, don't say this word, whatever you do, because all your equipment will start to fail. And it did.
My thing didn't work. My
Yeah, your microphone.
microphone. Anyway, we have a record skipping. Did someone put residual haunting?
I don't know.
So sometimes it can be called a
Here,
place
got some
memory.
here. Is it where there's been a cleansing, but some spirits are still about?
No.
Residual, they are living their dreams over.
Mhm.
That sort of someone's carrying on a daily task. I always thought of a residual haunting as a photograph or a film imprinted in time. That's how I think of it as well.
Mhm.
Residual haunting, like a tape recorder or a loop,
Mhm.
like a recording or a loop, says Maddie. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Leanne.
Recording on a loop.
Haunting
Yeah.
on repeat. So it's all coming through now fast. I can't keep up.
Yep.
Echoes of the past, a glitch in the system, a crossover of time. Hi, Esther. A type of paranormal phenomena where events from the past, often emotionally charged or traumatic, oh, someone's Googled, seem to repeat themselves in a location like a recording without any interaction from the present.
Fabulous.
Hello, Joyce. How you doing? From Montana. I'd love to come visit Montana. Oh,
So let's look.
sorry.
Let's look at the sort of the way it's been written here. So residual hauntings or place memories are likened to recordings of past events imprinted on the environment without any conscious spirit present, and that's the most important thing. We're actually seeing like a hologram type of thing, so we're seeing it play out or hearing it play out. But if we were to stand in front of the apparition would not recognize that we stand there, that we're there at all. It's like it's not actually. It's like the whole scene has been dropped into our world, and that apparition really doesn't have consciousness. It is a replay of a past event, and it will replay itself over and over again in the same way.
It's like watching a video of grandma cooking in the kitchen and grandma is long dead. You can go, oh, grandma, I love you, I miss you, but it's a playback. There's not any intelligence there.
So you're seeing an apparition, but there is no consciousness. You can't actually speak to it. You can't reach out to it. Said you can't touch it. So there is no consciousness there, but you can see it. You can hear it. And we hear this all the time. For example, people saying, "Oh, I hear footsteps going down the hallway at 8 o'clock every night." We go out there and there's no one there, and it seems to be on this repeat pattern all the
Mm.
time.
Time slip, that's another whole topic. I think time slips, you actually end up in the time zone, and the ones that are there can actually interact.
Yes,
But that's another whole topic. Thank
that's
you.
another whole topic. Write them down.
Oh God, they're doing split ends now.
So, psychic medium Tony Stockwell explains that we call a ghost is often an extreme emotion. So there should be a residual haunting. Is an extreme emotion that stained the space, replaying like a looping scene. People buy into this idea that it's scary and that the spirit is still there, but it's not. The atmosphere is still there. That's my understanding of what a ghost is. All right. The apparition is unaware because it doesn't have an active mind at all. It's just a lingering energetic footprint.
So Siobhan, I think I may have answered that. Well, that's my interpretation. Maybe Sarah could have her say on that one as well, the difference between a residual manifestation and a time slip. So a
Oh,
time slip, you actually go
yeah.
into that year.
It surrounds you.
Yeah. And I actually have been involved in a time slip at Liverpool TAFE when Appy was running their investigations there, where we were communicating with people in the 1950s who were also communicating on a table at the same time. And they're going, what, how can you be? And there was an intelligent interaction between the two groups. And I watched somebody who was incredibly skeptic walk out of that going, I I don't know.
What
I
just
don't know.
happened?
They couldn't talk. I love moments like that.
So we now have intelligent apparitions. So what is an intelligent apparition? If you would like to place a
Here
couple
she
of
is.
your comments.
I think residual is not necessarily interactive, as it's considered more of a playback, whereas a time slip is just that, a slip in time. Deja vu. Oh, that deja vu is another whole topic as well. They covered that quite a bit in the parapsychological course at the University of Edinburgh. I just had to drop that in again. Nearly killed me doing that.
So anyone got any ideas on what an intelligent haunting might be,
I'll
or an
switch over to
intelligent
YouTube where the cool
spirit?
kids are. Interesting. We've got a lot here on YouTube, which is fabulous. We've got 54 watching, which is great.
Thank
So all
you.
my reminders have worked. Yes. Oh, sorry. I got all excited about myself then.
Get off the time slips, people. We're on to
There's a
intelligent
delay. There is a
hauntings.
delay. Just give them time to catch up because she's a cranky old woman. Energy can respond to EVP or set of those light thingies. So
All right, yeah.
intelligence, right? Okay. I think sometimes it could also be a playback. Do the residual hauntings see the real life? No, I don't think
No,
they
they
do,
don't.
because it's like the video playing back. They're not seeing anything. That's just a playback. Intelligent can interact with you. Lisa's forgotten the question. You are so our sister. A spirit who is aware. Intelligent apparitions are able to interact with you. Thank you, Esther. Daisy, like Moaning Myrtle and Harry Potter, she knew where she was and could talk to people. I like that.
Yes.
Paul.
Yes.
Shane, intelligent apparition, they can answer you, interact, and even just move. Yep. Poltergeist. Oh, there's another. You've listed the topics for us tonight, Big Ben, I tell you.
No, poltergeist is very, very different. It doesn't always have intelligence behind
Yeah,
it.
the movies would make you think different. Where spirit can move things and throw them at you. If they hit you, they're intelligent. Aware of interaction. Hi, Erin. Intelligent haunting spirit honestly feels totally different. You interact as if it's, yeah, flesh or blood.
Yep. So in many cases, an intelligent haunting is very much what all you guys are saying. It interacts with you. It is there for some purpose. It wants to discuss, it wants to give you a message, it wants you to know that it exists, it can see you, and in many cases you can see it. Not always, but yeah, there is intelligence behind it. So that is, again, something very, very different. And that's where the space of do they know they're dead or not is all about. So we're not looking at the residual one. We're looking at the intelligent spirits and whether they know that they are dead or not. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Yep.
Seamus, would it help if I put down some times for America as well, and also UK? Do that as well. So it's not just 8 p.m. Sydney time. I can do that. I did put lots of reminders up, but what I normally do is if there's something I want to do, I'll say, "Hey, G," I can't say it because all the speakers in here will respond. Set a reminder for 5:30 a.m. in the morning to watch Anne and Renata. So you can do that.
All right, so we've got another, a third way of looking at it, and this is a little bit more woo-woo because it's to do with mediumship and the spiritualists' views and probably psychics and mediums and how they talk about spirits. And so this is, again, very, very different. And we talk about earthbound ghosts and spirits in the light. And this is where, like I said before, there are these two terms that people tend to use. They split that category in half and they go, they're earthbound ghosts and spirits that have been in the light and that they can come back whenever they want to. So
Kaz is going to Ravenswood this weekend.
revolve. Oh, Kaz, good luck.
Are you going to the motel with the gold in the walls or the other one? Because it's been sold, the other one. It got some money to get renovated. Yeah.
So in most cases, spirits that have been in the light or they have crossed over, again, another terminology that they use, normally all know that they have passed, that they're dead. And they may decide to be here because, again, they have chosen to. They're going to be guardian angels, they're going to be spirit guides, they're going to be looking after people, or they're finishing some sort of a task or whatever it might be. But a lot of people tend to differentiate and say that they are spirit because they have crossed over into the light and they have decided to come back. And ghosts are the earthbound, lesser.
They don't have higher vibrations.
Yeah, lesser vibration. I remember
They're not
being
special.
I remember being very rudely
You
talked
stayed at the
about
nice
that I deal with
one. Oh, no, the Imperial. That's where we were. Sorry.
that I deal with the earthbound spirits and how low vibrational they are.
Yes.
I remember being told that, and I
Yes.
nearly spat in the woman's
You're
face.
ghost hunters. You deal with the lower energies.
I don't do that. No.
My vibrations don't go near your vibrations.
No.
They get cooties.
I said, good. I will.
I'm hanging out with all
I'm happy to take care of those
the dirty
souls.
bastards. They're the ones that we like to hang out with. 62 watching.
So we need to talk about more controversial stuff. We'll get more people.
Yeah, not too.
So
Oh, we've got some juicy topics coming up.
spirits, again, have crossed over and they are believed to retain their personality and their memories. They are fully cognizant of their death, often even referring to how they died, and that they are at peace now during mediumship readings. And ghosts are basically unaware of what is going on. They are often troubled. They have died in some sort of horrific way. They're too scared to go over to the light.
Stuck in a trauma state.
They're stuck in a trauma
I remember
state.
going to a long weekend in January that was the Poolgate weekend. Those who know will know. Where the person was saying that depending on the belief the person had at the time of their death, they would see what it was that they wanted to see. But there was some who were very confused and they would stay almost cocooned in this dark space until they came to terms with where they were. And then slowly the real what happens on the other side would be revealed to the energies once they'd made this transition to the other side, because he would astral travel across into those and talk to those people. He's special.
Right. Anyway, so when people talk about rescuing people, this is going to get under people's. This is going to get on people's nerves, isn't it? We're going to really
down the chalk. You ready?
Right. So
speak your truth. Everyone, speak your truth.
Theoretically, when we talk about spirit rescue, we're not rescuing spirit. We are rescuing ghosts under that terminology. So they call it spirit rescue. Excuse me, all of those people that have written those books. You're not freaking
You're
rescuing
those
spirits.
lower energies that we hang out with.
Because spirits are supposed to have gone over and they can come back whenever they want to,
Yes,
or go
Mystic
back.
Mamas.
Right? So you're actually rescuing ghosts, not spirits. So that's number one. Get your wording right. And I love this. The mindset of a ghost might be described as confused, dreamlike, or in deep denial, a bit like a person in shock after trauma. Oh, they're so ready to label, aren't they? God, understand these people. We deal with spirits who also need counseling and recognition of what they have been through, not just standing there and go, well, you got to go to the light. I mean,
we don't know what the light is. It could be a freight train.
And who are we to send these people off just because we think we should, just because we think we can? I mean, who are we to do that?
Honestly, Shane, a lot of those photos where ghosts are standing at a car crash are fake. I'm sorry, but they are. Sarah probably has researched this, and it is quite often a photoshopped thing, or it's lights from the emergency vehicles which have bounced off something and caused an artifact. Sorry.
All right, we're going to open this up a little bit more shortly, like a wound, like my stitches. One more perspective. Now, this is consciousness between two worlds, which is really interesting. And I've lost it. Okay. So the continuation of consciousness after death is an open question being explored through interdisciplinary research. Some consciousness researchers, including parapsychologists, propose that if mind is not entirely produced by the brain, it could survive bodily death in some form. So the issue then is our body might die. So where does our consciousness go? And is the consciousness the part that we are saying is a spirit or a ghost? And where does it sit in between times? Is it on in a parallel universe where all spirits and ghosts are? Does it rebirth itself into a parallel world? Why are parts of it caught in this zone that we are in? Why do some come back and some do not? And this is where it gets all very, very convoluted. And there have been some big minds. Go to the flashlight.
Do a t-shirt with that. Someone holding a flashlight saying, "Go to the light," so the ghost is coming at them.
So this is a really interesting concept of going, okay, that kind of confounds everything else that we've been talking about.
That's a good terminology. It's wibbly wobbly.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly, because it's like everything else that we've spoken about seems to have a fixed ending. Okay, we know what this is. We know what happens here. We know what happens here. Then we come to this bit of consciousness, this part of ourselves that theoretically lives beyond this that we have come into this world in. Where does it go? And why does it then, like, does it inhabit a space without a body? Does it go into another body? Why does it choose another body? Don't get me into this. You decided to go into this world and have cancer. Please don't. I will reach through the screen and I will slap you.
But I haven't
No
ticked
one,
that off my
no
karmic
one
list yet.
decides to come back into this world and suffer cancer. No.
They're putting all the really hard stuff to do. Let's do all the easy stuff now. First rounds of our reincarnations, and we'll save the shitty stuff to last. I like to eat the bad food first and then save the yummy stuff to last. I'm talking about food.
Bloody hell. So yes, so then we've got this thing of, when does our awareness cease? Where do we go?
Some good questions on here.
All of this sort of stuff. So there's kind of 4 different ways of thinking about this. Right.
Yes, Mel said, my grandparents taught me that exorcism was the cruelest thing you could do to a spirit because it was sending them to nothingness. The total separation from God. Interesting in light of the D word. That's a really interesting concept because we really don't know where we're sending them. I know that when I've done rescues, it's because I've been asked for help and it sounds like they've been traumatized. And I will say, what do you see? What do you see? And do you see someone you know? And try to get them to go to someone they know to help them make the transition. I say, can one of our team come forward and help this person do whatever it is that they need to do? Because I don't know. No idea.
I'm going to go on as everyone starts to put some answers up.
Oh, there's some good questions.
I'm going to go on to some stories of people who have had encounters with spirits that know that they're dead. So first one, Ghost of Greenbrier, and this is from the US in 1879. It's the story of Zona Hester Shue, who was murdered by her husband in West Virginia. Her mother claimed that Zona's ghost visited her multiple times, telling her she had been murdered and naming her killer. I remember reading this story from newspaper articles. And what makes this unique? This is the only known case in US history where a ghost's testimony helped convict someone of murder. The spirit explicitly said she was dead and gave details of her death to her mother. That's really interesting.
There are so many. Is it the ghost or is it information? I don't know. There's so many things that the information could have come from, but it's great that they caught them.
Now, we've also got the apparition of Mrs. Veal, 1705 England. In this early account, Mrs. Bargrave was visited by her friend Mrs. Veal, who discussed personal matters and requested that certain messages be conveyed to her brother. Later, it was revealed that Mrs. Veal had died the day before the visit. This story is notable for the spirit's awareness of her death and her purposeful communication with the living. And often what we hear about is crisis apparitions, where spirits will come through at the moment of their passing and leave messages to loved ones so that they kind of know that they're no longer here. And they know absolutely that they have passed over. They're coming to visit to say goodbye.
I've been, I can't remember where I was, but I had it was a couple of teams ago, and we had a psychic, and we were at this location, and I was talking to. There was supposed to be a female there who had either miscarried or died in childbirth or something, and I was talking to them, saying, you don't have to hang around here. It's okay to go and do whatever it is you need to do. And they were saying, "Oh no, you're making them angry. You're making the spirits angry. They're going to come for you. Oh no, don't. You've got to stop." And going, I'm just talking to them. And that was all their interpretation. I could have been talking to thin air. I really don't know, but I was just trying to be a decent human being to someone who was a human being.
Now, there's a modern account here from a paranormal investigator called Jeff Scott Cole. And he recounted an experience where a spirit at Mentor Municipal Cemetery communicated through audio recordings expressing awareness of its own death. The spirit's messages were clear and purposeful, indicating self-recognition of its deceased state. So we do have many, many stories of spirits, ghosts, who seem to be very, very aware that they have passed over. But we also have stories of spirits who do not know that they have passed over. Let me find it.
All right, I'll just put up some of these while you're finding your notes. I do believe in the collective subconscious, then reincarnation follows. Not sure what the between death and ability to communicate with the living thing fits. From my experience, the veil is thin. I have got lots of comments that have been starred here. This is Mel's. My first experience here was ghost of a previous occupant who drowned in a nearby dam. He came dripping wet. I heard the back door. He appeared beside the bed and asked after my hubby. Wow. Woo.
Wow. Wow, wow.
I believe they know they have passed because of the process that happens after we pass. The book, Blue Island, William and Estelle Stead and Dolores Cannon, Hollywood, has a lot to answer for. They sure do. They sure do. I believe in the afterlife because my friend who passed away 5 years ago still lets me know that she is here. And that gives you comfort, and that's the most important thing. And that's why I put the robins up from Joanne. We did the time slip. We're not going back to the time slip. I believe people who have passed, even ghosts, have different perspective to living people just from experiencing death. Earthbound can be unsettled or upset. And look, my theory is that some of them, all during life, as human, in the meat suits, we were told, if you're not good, you're going to go to hell, you're going to have damnation, you're going to burn, and Satan's going to torment you forevermore. And if you died and then you've got this process of moving on, you're going, I'm not going. I'm going to stay here. I know that I stole that lolly bar from the shop when I was 6 years old. Satan's going to get me for sure.
And I know that there are many, many stories of people who have encountered ghosts who do not know that they have died. Often it is something that happens very spontaneously. So the living person hasn't had time to prepare to cross over. They have no one waiting or whatever. They do have someone waiting. I don't know how it works. But they find themselves very wibbly wobbly, as Lisa said, or discombobulated, and they do spend time kind of coming to terms that they are talking to people and no one's hearing them, just like on The Sixth Sense, where the main man thought that he was alive and that he was interacting in his world, but going back, understanding then he was dead, he could recount all of that.
It was interesting going back and seeing that again through the eyes of the fact that nobody could see him.
No one could see him.
That blew my mind, that one.
So it's interesting that possibly some spirits are like that and they are confused. They are in a state of a little bit of trauma. They're not quite sure what's going on. I kind of tend to worry about people who go to scenes where there have been accidents and things, when it's all very, very new, and try and communicate with people. We all know about one particular well-known person online. His surname starts with H, who tends to try and communicate with people directly after they have passed,
and it always gets a link without fail. Always.
And you wonder, does that disrupt the person's process of that, going through the process of death and whatever happens to consciousness and dislocating from their body and all of that sort of stuff? Does it interrupt the process or not? I don't know. What ideas do you have? What do you think about people going to places where someone has literally died and trying to investigate? Is that morally right or not?
For me, it's...
And we get this from the seance perspective, and I get that when I often work and people might come for a psychic reading or whatever, and they want to speak to someone who has literally just passed over. And I tend to try not to engage in that type of a communication. I always say, look, give everyone time, give yourself time.
I think they have to go through the stages of grief, and it
Yeah.
is part of the stages where they're desperately still trying to reach out and connect with
Yeah.
those people that they loved for one last time. And there are people that will use and abuse that situation, which I think is absolutely disgusting. For me, it's if the family is still alive and they aren't the ones that have called you into that place to make connection or communication, then it's not appropriate because that can be very hurtful to them who are going through their process. Grief is such a raw, horrible thing to deal with, but it is part of it. Well, it shows you how much you love them and how much of a connection you had with them. Uh, like we've found the last two tarot shows we've done, the Wyong Milk Factory and at Crookwell, and hello to all the people of Crookwell. We loved coming out to visit you. We had a lot of recent deaths, like recent within the last 6 months, if not the last couple of weeks. And they're in a very public forum asking questions that's breaking their heart. And I know we like to be funny, but we have to carry that very sacredly because they're so fragile at that stage. Not the spirits, but the people who are suffering the loss. So it's part of the grief that they want to reach out and connect with their loved ones and just hang on to those last strands of or shards of their existence where you have to let them go. You have to.
I always say to people, the best thing that you can do is actually pray for them and send them as
whatever
much
way you
love.
want to.
Yeah, send them as much love. If that's what you felt towards them, send them as much love as possible.
Thank you, Erin.
Oh, thank you, Erin.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Oh, I like the chook. It's a rubber chicken, isn't it? She'll kill me if I bring that out with Sirius tonight.
No. Do not.
Would you like to see
Have some
of the
questions?
questions?
Yeah.
I'm just going to jump back up here a little bit. They are here for a reason, so don't send them anywhere. That's in regards to going to the light. It's hard to know what is real and what is not with technology today. That's true, very true. What if ghosts are just our own past selves looping around in time?
Oh, stop it.
Oh, my
Stop
head's
it,
gonna hurt.
Seamus.
My head's gonna hurt.
It's like the sliding doors thing, isn't it?
Are we hearing a slice of a conversation that it's echoed in time? Can you choose to become a ghost? I
Wow.
know.
That's interesting. That means you choose to stay here
Yeah.
and not cross into the light.
that's
Well,
what I was-
obviously, yes, you can choose to
That's
do
what I
that.
was saying about if you've been told all your life that if you go over there, you're going to go because you've been naughty.
If that's the way it happens.
Yeah.
We're only working off
We're making shit up.
no, but I'm working off biases. I was brought up a Catholic. So
was
I was brought up with the whole idea of heaven, hell, and what's the in between place? Heaven, hell, and
Purgatory.
purgatory.
I think we're living in purgatory. So, what do you think of psychics that think they have to move on or show spirits the light because they have to give people closure? They want to show that they have the ability and the power to do something about this situation because people don't like the idea of someone being unhappy and someone being stuck here. So, if you've got someone who's saying, it's okay, I've moved them on, they're in a better place now, you all go, oh, that's such a relief.
And at
You
that point
don't.
in time, what happens is you physically let them go, which disconnects your energetic bond to them, per se. So you kind of are doing that letting go thing in the process of the medium doing that, whether they are doing that or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're being told that
It gives you
yeah,
peace.
it
So
gives you space, so you
you're
let
not
them
giving
go.
the spirits peace, you're giving the living peace, and that's what that's about.
Mm.
Are ghosts doing a loop thing? Now, there's there's doing that, I wonder. Yeah, so do they know that they're doing a loop? Are they doing a loop? Are they coming back through? Uh, this is in reference to the investigating too soon.
Mm.
Not right if you don't know them. Yeah, why do you want to talk to them for a thrill? Exactly. Or to show how special you are. There has to be a time for healing and reflection. Different if you know them and maybe want to say something or solve a mystery. Yeah, and if they don't want to talk to you, they're not going to talk to you. So, or people will make it up and say they are talking to them. Depends on the death and relation. Family and friends are welcome to do so. Strangers should wait 9 months. Interesting.
Why 9 months? Just as
It's like
a question, 9 months.
yeah.
Why particularly
Is it
9 months?
is death another birthing process?
No.
Do they have to go through different stages
Mm.
to
I'm not going back into any small spaces, thank you very much.
no. Who would want to hold a loved one back from finding peace? Oh, Bernie, that's it. You're in trouble. You're late. You're in big trouble. Um, I've often wanted to visit the road where my brother died. I would totally try to reach out to him, but then I already feel yeah. But you're a relative, you're family. That's okay. How would you feel about a group of strangers going out there trying to raise him and talk to him? That's what worries me. Uh, hello, Stephanie. How are you? Depending on the amount of time. Look, we had a situation that we were on the table. I don't know if it was you. When remember Dave and Tanya from 2HD?
Mm.
And Dave died? He's the big guy.
Oh, yes.
And he arrived on the table. It was quite a shock.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and we're like, okay, all right, we liked your show. It was great. Uh, all right. Still scrolling through. What if the past loved one wants to comfort the grieving but needs help to do so? See, that's a tricky situation because if they reach out to a psychic or a medium to pass on a message, what happens in that situation?
Mm. Mm.
Should you go up to a stranger and say, "I've got a message for you"?
I was always taught that there is an ethical and a non-ethical way of doing it. And me personally, I would say to that spirit, I can't go searching for your loved one. You're going to need to find a way to get them either to contact me or leave them some sort of a message that they can understand. For me, it's about not interfering in a person's life unless they ask you to. So you don't go, and I've heard this, people will go up to someone in a supermarket and go, I've just had a message for you from Auntie Marge, and Marge wants you to know that everything's fine.
Also, the living are the ones that are here and still dealing with the heaviness of life, the weight of life. Spirit needs to be respectful of that and give them the time to heal. And it should be up to the living to reach out,
Yeah, got kind of, there's boundaries.
or for the spirits to reach out to them directly. I don't know. Again, it all comes down to bias, doesn't it? See, Maxine, that worries me that you have spiritual awareness all the time. You shouldn't be an open channel all the time, my love. That's not right. You need to have your own space. My husband who passed away often shows up, and my friends I've met since. Oh, wow. Hi, Jeremiah. How are you? Uh, oh, oh, you packing. Okay. Small spaces. We're up to that. How do humans, all right. How do humans have the power to help spirits when we are living in a denser and lower vibrational existence?
That's a very good question, Deborah. Very good question. And there are some thoughts. This is another way of going about things. There are some thoughts that say we can't help them at all. We can ask our guides who are in the same vibrational state to go in and help those people. So we have connections with our spirit people. And so we ask our spirit people to help them because they are on the same level, but we can't actually do anything. We can sort of point a direction, but we can't do anything. So that is a very, very interesting and good note to make. How can we actually help them when we're not really on the same level? Very good.
Woman come once with a message from my mother, and I was like, "Oh, what? She's dead at last." I like it. Sorry. It'd be pretty bad though if they were coming from a place of ego where they thought they had the gift and they actually didn't, and they're passing on these messages. Oh, I question that we're in an entirely lower vibration. Who knows? Depends if you've got fresh batteries in, I suppose.
Well, theoretically, we are in a denser, lower vibration, been told many, many times by people who are in the know that yes, we, to go
Everyone
into a
says.
higher vibration, we're going up to speaking to people of the light and the angels and the archangels and the all the other wonderful people up there. And the higher you go, the more special you are. Just saying.
Maybe they're dead. I believe a lot of spirits are living in their past and loop in the present. The State Library has a lady who walks through a wall. I found out in the past there was a door in that spot originally.
So
Yeah.
that is a
Residual.
residual haunting, an absolute residual haunting.
All right, we've come to the time of the evening where you are going to state what you think is going on in the comments. What is going on?
What the bloody hell is going on?
Do spirits know they are dead? Do they think they're alive? Can they intelligently communicate? What is going on? Have your say. We've laid it all out in the line for you tonight. We've given you all the information. By the way, I hope you booked that tattoo time in.
No, I haven't.
Because it's been booked in and paid the deposit.
Okay. You'll have to tell me. I'll write it down.
Oh, Jodie, it's good to see you too, my love. How is it all going? I know you were in a very stressful situation. How is it all going? Oh, the Shays, bloody hell. They were making schnitzels and all sorts of things. We had lyrics to songs going. And now we've got the Shays going to heaven. Right, Seamus's first cab off the rank. Depends on the spirit. There's a range of awareness amongst both the living and the dead. Nicely said. Next Thursday night, we are doing True Hauntings, the Untold Stories, and we are going to be looking at the baby train. So that's an Australian story. I'll put the promos up. Spirits are individuals like humans. Each is different. Some do, some don't.
I think we've all just got to keep an open mind. We won't know until we get there. And I'm not rushing. Not rushing. Not rushing to find out.
No, she's Polish, not Russian. Ha, 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 ha.
So Karen says, yes, the ones that she's spoken to. Very good. That is absolutely right. If you've spoken to them, then they know that they're dead.
Yeah. Okay, Jodie, wish you all the best.
Yeah, I kind of, I don't fear. I kind of am perturbed about people who have a definitive definition about what actually happens. It makes them feel okay, and it makes them feel that they've completely understood the whole process, and it makes them less scared of dying, and that's okay. That's all right. But I think we need to always offer an ear to people who feel that things are a particular way, and not fight it too much, because there's no point in fighting it and trying to be right in this whole thing. This isn't a I win the conversation type of topic, really. I don't think. I think it's an open topic, and even by everyone's different um, opinions tonight, we can see how varied it is and what people think when we talk about this sort of stuff, and that's okay. It's all right, as long as it sort of helps you along, and just keep an open mind. Keep an open
They're
mind.
picking cards, 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, stop it! Stop it!
You guys so much. Your conversations are hilarious. Look, that brings us to the end tonight. So you've got a few things to look forward to. You've got a new podcast coming out tomorrow. You've got the baby train next Thursday night. For those going to Tommy Go, you have a 4-hour investigation on Saturday night. Very exciting. And the following Saturday will be our return to Lochinvar House with a group to our sold out investigation. And we will be having a wonderful time. And if somebody would like to bring a birthday cake for me, I won't say no, because my birthday is the following Saturday. So it's going to be the last weekend of being in my 50s. So I think we should have cake.
That sounds good. Did you enjoy tonight?
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
Did you enjoy tonight? And having a rip snorting discussion. It was good.
Yep, they've enjoyed it. So again, thank you for being with us. We will see you on the dark side.
Stay spooky.
Be frightfully good.
Don't be a dickhead.
And
And blow it up your
oh, bye, everyone.